Do what you feel in your heart to be right, for you'll be criticized anyway, she once said. This is coming from the woman who, in her youth, was too shy to speak in public and tell people what was on her mind. But in her adulthood, her life revolved around making a difference through words and actions. Would you have the strength to do the right thing despite the consequences? She did, and such self-confidence earned her the nickname First Lady of the World. Her name is Eleanor Roosevelt, and she used her position of First Lady as a way to change the world. She was born on October 11, 1884, in New York City to Anna Hall Roosevelt and Elliott Roosevelt, whose older brother was President Theodore Roosevelt. She got to know her distant cousin Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who she married in 1905. She was the First Lady from 1933 to 1945. Eleanor used her position as First Lady as a chance to promote the causes she supported. Eleanor believed in racial justice, gender equality, and nuclear disarmament. She encouraged her husband to address these issues. She started giving radio talks to reach out to those affected by the Depression and wrote a daily syndicated newspaper column called My Day. When her polio-stricken husband became confined to a wheelchair in 1921, Eleanor drove 38,000 miles across the country in her first year as First Lady. She became his eyes and ears, visiting people and seeing if Franklin's New Deal programs were helping them. She spoke out for those who were not able to do so for themselves. Her sympathy brought hope and optimism to people across the United States. Mrs. Roosevelt made a point of standing up for what she believed in, and her position as First Lady only gave her more chances to do so. In 1939, she attended a concert in Birmingham, Alabama, with African-American educator Mary McLeod Bethune. Because of Alabama's segregation laws, she was not allowed to sit on the same side as her friend. When she was informed of this, she refused to sit on the white side and had a chair placed for herself in the center instead. A few weeks later, she resigned from the Daughters of the American Revolution when they refused to let black singer Marian Anderson perform in their auditorium. Eleanor arranged an alternative. On Easter Sunday of April 1939, Marian Anderson gave a free concert on the steps of Lincoln Memorial. In answer to all the people who criticized her for being too outspoken, Eleanor simply said, "Everyone must live their own life in their own way, and not according to anybody else's ideas." To everyone else struggling to find the courage to make the right decision, she said, "Do what you feel in your heart to be right, for you'll be criticized anyway." Even after her husband's death, Eleanor continued working for the causes she believed in. In 1946, at President Truman's request, she became a United States delegate for the new United Nations. She chaired the United Nations Commission, and she helped write its Universal Declaration of Human Rights in 1948. On November 7th of 1962, Eleanor died from tuberculosis in New York City at the age of 78. She put those ideals into flesh. To the United Nations Commission, Adlai Stevenson announced, "I have lost more than a friend. I have lost an inspiration." She would rather light a candle than curse the darkness, and her glow has warmed the world. In her life, Eleanor Roosevelt did just that, whether as First Lady or United Nations delegate. She was a diplomat and a humanitarian. She lived and breathed dreaming, believing, and achieving. Eleanor Roosevelt has not only pushed the boundaries for First Ladies, but the boundaries pertaining to the underestimated worldwide.